Recursive function is the function which calls itself rather than returning value to the main calling script. But the issue is it cannot call indefinite timely, so there has to be a stop value or the last leg of the function where it has to finally return. But before that it can call itself and keep on executing the same code. Now the best example we can achieve in this is or a factorial of any number. We'll see how we'll get the factorial of 5 using recursive function. Now factorial of 5 is nothing but it is a multiplication of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now this also we can tell by simple telling 5 is it is nothing but factorial of 5 is the 5 multiplied by factorial of 4. Now same thing we can say that 4 is nothing but it is a 4 multiplied by factorial of 3, and same 3 is again 3 multiplied by factorial of 2, and 2 again is the multiplication of factorial of 1. Now we'll stop here. The stop value is 1 here. Beyond that we won't go because we know the factorial of 1 is 1. So what happens when we go in recursively, we use this concept. Now what happened, we go to the stop value, return the value of the factorial 1, then we know what the factorial 2 value is now. So that value will return by multiplying with 3. Now we got the value of factorial of 3, we will multiply it by 4 and return the value 24 to it. Finally 24 will multiply it by 5 and get the 120. This concept will utilize in our understanding of recursive function coding. Let's start our recursive function by declaring. We'll find the factorial of 5 or any input number. I'll give this thing is my fact. Let's take n as input number. First we will start the stop value. So if n equal to 1, now return 1, else. Now the recursiveness will use else. What I will do, I will take the return now. Now you return n multiplied by. Now I am using again my here the recursiveness into n minus 1. Fine. Now that's all. This is my function is over. Now let me print the value. Print my factorial. I am taking 5 here as input value. So now let's see what's the output is. This is 120. It gave me the rent. What happens first once 5 goes here, once I am call the function with 5, n is equal to 1 is the stop value. This won't execute. Now the else part will be executed. Else part it will be taken n multiplied by my factorial. I am now calling the same to give me the factorial of 4, not 5. So now second time again I am calling it to give me the factorial of 3, 2, 1. Moment it is 1, I am returning 1 to the back to the calling function. So it will stop at 1, and before all the steps it will be calling the factorial of n minus 1. To understand it better, let us print some intermediate values. So that will tell us. Now let's say we'll say it's step value of n. Fine, let's print n value here. So this will tell us, this will to understand how the factorial is calculated and returned to the main function. Fine, you can see it starts with step value of n is 5, 4, 3, 2. If you want that I should get the result of it also. Now I can, for that reason I will say I will another variable I will take, result is equal to, let's say here I will call it n into my fact into n minus 1. Fine. So here return result. I will not do anything, I will return the result only. Now here let me put result. This is in between result I am printing, or step values. Let's see. Okay, fine. This line I have to take it before. Let's run this. Fine. So you can see first is like that 2 factorial it has taken out. Now the it includes multiplied with 3 what you had discussed before, then 6, then 4 factorial. So factorial of 3 is 6 multiplied by 4. Now factorial of 5, 5 is 4 factorial, that is 24 multiplied it by 5. That's all about the factorial. Next we will learn about how the variable changes in the local condition and in the global condition, including the static variables.